joined Girl Scouts in 1942.
42. Okay.
And as a matter of fact, my Girl Scout leader was living here in Los Angeles later on.
Really? Oh.
But anyway, I joined, and then I was working as Mały Sabotaż, which is the groups that were painting on the. And when you're saying about this Plac Wilsona, we have been. Most of the houses that we were doing was a Plac Inwalidów, which is next one after Plac Wilsona.
Really?
So, but it was everything over in Żoliborz. And then, actually, I have something for you.
Oh.
So, because I had written in Polish, and then my granddaughter had to do something in school, so she translated it.
Okay.
So this is all in English.
Oh, good. So I can have this?
Yeah.
Oh,
this
wonderful.
Is for you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, great. So you joined after the war had already started? Well, after the Germans had
I was
already
10 years old when
invaded
the war started.
in 39? Okay, so then you were 12.
Yeah.
You had 41, 13. Okay. Oh, nice. I will
Yeah.
read that. Huh. Because then you weren't part of Zośka until...
I only joined Zośka for 2 weeks.
2 weeks, okay. Whoa.
At the end, in Czerniaków, at the end of it.
Okay.
So I remember the day that Andrzej Moro was killed, and then we stayed in that area for the next 2 weeks. And then we have been waiting that they would take us over to the other side. But at that point, we were already only in one building. The whole Zośka was in one building.
And what building was that?
Wilanowska 1. You don't mention
Didn't mention that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Wilanowska 1.
Okay.
And we could see the boats coming, and then then the Germans knew about it, of course, that we wanted to do something like that. And almost nobody came really, and there were a lot of people that were. Random.
The word. Try to think of the word.
Yeah. Now I have to think of the word.
Yes.
Anyway, that needed. They were not healthy. They were already waiting that they would be taken on the other side because they would not survive over here. So nothing happened the whole night. And at that point, Kapitan Jerzy, George, he said that everybody that wants to go with him, but men only, because they were having these German uniforms, and they marched, and nobody really even touched them, and they marched through. But some of the people, they couldn't make it, especially the women. And very good friend of mine, actually not only friend, but how would you say, one of the leaders, sort of. Her brother got married during the insurrection, so he didn't go with Jerzy either.
And his wife had to stay.
All of us, and Maruszka, my close friend as well, we all went to the cellar
of that building?
Down in the cellar, but there was no way to get there through the building. We just went through the little opening window, so we all went there, and we stayed there for 24 hours. After that, this Andrzej Paul, and his wife Zosia, and his sister Irka, they decided that they will go back to the city. But the main reason why we did this is that Andrzej Paul and his sister, they actually live on the other side of the Vistula.
Oh.
So that's why we thought that maybe we are going to swim through, you know. But they decided against it after 24 hours.
Oh.
And another, my close friend, this Maruszka, and she also was from Saska Kępa, from the other side of Warsaw, of Vistula. And so she said, no, she's thinking, all right, I will go too, you know, I will swim through.
Okay.
So we were trying to get to the Vistula, to the river, but we thought ahead of time that we better take something with us. Just in case if the Germans will start talking to us, then we wanted to take some water, and that's what happened, that they stopped us.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, and we said, oh, our auntie is waiting for the water.
This is when you got to the other side? Or when you got out of the cellar?
No, on this side we didn't. We could see Vistula, but then we never never made it. So the German took us and gave us some looks like coffee. But he put something white in it. So I was telling my friend, don't take it.
Yeah.
Who knows what he's putting? Must be saccharin, because there was no sugar. So most likely was sugar. But I was totally... Yeah. So anyway, so that's how Germans took us. And then they took her and me to the hospital on Solid Street. Not on the same street, actually, that, well, very close. Yeah. And after 2 days, they took us over to Pruszków, where they started to divide everybody. So we were saying that we are with the families, because we thought, well, if we are going by ourselves, they will take us to concentration camp.
Right. Yeah.
And they asked if we were from Akan, we say no. So this was something that was always, but I had to say that.
Yeah, sure.
And so finally they took us over to Nuremberg. How is it in English? It's also Nuremberg. Nuremberg.
Yeah, Nuremberg.
And we were in the camp about 5 miles away from the city, and we had to go every morning to the city and start working on taking the houses that were bombed during the night to take out or rebuild or something like that.
Okay, so they had you do that.
Yeah.
So I lost you a little bit. You said when the Germans found you, they asked, or when they took you, they took you to the hospital.
Yeah.
And then they were separating you. So you said, you did not say you were with the families.
At this point, no. We have been waiting. Then they took us to the certain camp, which was far away from Warsaw. The name was Pruszków. And everybody was going through that, you know.
Whether they were...
everybody was going through that.
Okay.
And that's where they started to divide everybody, who is going where, you know.
Okay.
Concentration camp. My mother, for example, that I have not seen her during she and the Jewish lady that she found, they were left to go free.
Oh, okay.
You know, Not from there. They took them to the train, and the train took them somewhere in the middle of Poland and left them there. You know? Yeah.
But you were telling them the truth. You were with the group that was fighting. Is that what you meant?
No, I didn't tell them that.
Didn't tell them that.
No.
Okay.
No. I didn't know. First of all, it was only 25th of September.
Oh, okay.
It was not...
it wasn't the end
No.
yet.
No.
Okay. So you don't want to say that, no.
Yeah, so that was a very, very, very tough.
Yes.
But we made this decision. We didn't want to to say anything. So they took us over there, and then when my mother went to Częstochowa, I don't know if you heard about Częstochowa.
No. No.
No. Częstochowa is a very famous little city with the Black Madonna. Where Black Madonna comes
okay.
from. You know?
Okay, I know it's very important. I just didn't do any
Yeah.
research on that.
So she went over there because we had some cousins and uncles in there.
Oh.
That particular uncle was, one of them was a doctor in the hospital, and he was kind of a well-known surgeon. And when I wrote a letter from Norimberga to Częstochowa, I didn't know the address, so I just said Leon Achmatowicz, Częstochowa, Poland, and that was it.
That's all you needed, huh?
Yeah.
Since he was well known.
Yeah, and
that was good.
So and my mother was already there, so yeah.
Okay. And you were there 5 months, and they just have you rebuilding houses, and then eventually...
Not 5 months, just a couple of months.
Couple of months, okay.
Because when my mother got to know that where I am, she right away talked to the person from Silesia. From Silesia, the Germans were taking people to their own military service. And that particular fellow was injured in his knee, so he no longer was sent to the Russia or anywhere else. And she paid him 25,000 zloty.
Wow.
Zloty.
Swati.
Yeah, if he would bring me back to Poland, you know. So he came over to the camp.
Oh.
Yeah, and he said, well, with my picture, and he said, well, I will have to take you. I say, well, I have a friend. If you take the friend together, then we will go. Oh, no. I say, in that case, I'm not going. He says, then write
friend.
down on the on this picture that you're not going. So I started to tell him that I was going to the doctors, trying to get that I am sick. And the truth is that the doctor said, yes, you are sick. I had the valve problem, you know, the murmur.
Wow. Really?
Murmur,
At
yeah.
15?
And he said, well, you do have a problem.
Oh, good. Good.
So because of that problem, I was probably not going to work anymore, you know.
Okay.
So when I told him that there is this possibility that I can go all by myself without your help. So he took this friend of mine and mine.
Was that
Maruszka.
Maruszka?
Yeah, Maruszka. And I visited her last year.
Did you?
She is in the old people home, and she was asleep. So I came to her, and she opened her eyes, and I asked, do you know who I am? Oh, she says, she looked at me, and she said, you must be the mother of my best friend. The mother of my...
Oh, because you look so much older. She remembers you looking young. Oh, that's sweet.
You must be the mother of my...
That's true. We remember people as we saw them last.
Yeah, and she was really bad. You could not even talk to her too much or anything. Yeah.
Had you seen her since the war? Had you seen her?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
good.
Quite a few times.
Quite a few times. Good. Wow.
So
That's something.
So that was the stories. But anyway, I went back to Poland, but my father was in England.
Oh.
And when the war ended, and he could not come to the communists,
Yes.
so
right.
he sent a young person to take us out from Poland. And so that's the way we, my mother and myself left. My sister, that was also in Warsaw insurrection in Żywiciel, in Żoliborz. She was in the prisoners' camp.
She was.
Yeah. So was my cousin that lives here in San Rafael. And then my father, of course, took my cousin and my sister right away to schools in Scotland.
Oh.
And when we came, that was the end of 45.
Uh-huh.
So it was after the war, and not only that, but the Russians actually came in January, early January 45.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm.
So actually, since then,
Right.
it was almost the whole year under the Russians.
Under the rations.
Yeah. And even when we were there, the bear that you're talking about,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
he was the 16 of them. They were taken.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. So that
yeah,
soon.
Yeah, soon.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't researched that part yet.
Mhm.
So. Wow. So you left the beginning of 45? Is that what you say? You were able to get out then at the beginning of 45? End of 45. Okay. Okay. And it wasn't a problem to get out at that
It
point?
was, of course.
Yeah. So was that very difficult?
Everything illegal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But we went through Czechoslovakia,
Okay.
and then they took us from Pilsen to Nuremberg again in ambulance car.
Oh.
So when we were on the border where the Russians were checking kind of it, but they would not open it, luckily. I don't know if
If it
they
was
got
an
some money
ambulance?
or whatever, I don't know.
Didn't open it.
But anyway, so we went through. We had to wait about 6 months for visas.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Well, no, not really visas, but permits to go to Great Britain.
So it was
Yeah.
legal on that side.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So you went through Nuremberg. So let's see, is Nuremberg East Germany? at
West
that time?
Germany.
It was West Germany. So you could get into West Germany. Okay. Not a problem. Whew. Wow. Hard to imagine. And then,
But make it in short,
yeah,
I finished my high school in Great Britain.
you did. Okay, so you stayed there.
And then we emigrated to Argentina.
Oh,
In Argentina, I met my husband,
really? And he was Polish.
and we got married in 52.
Uh-huh.
And right away after we got married, we applied for the American quota visa. We waited 8 years before we got it.
Oh my goodness. Wow.